Silent Hill Shattered Memories, Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, Champions of Norath, Disgaea 2 Accursed Memories, Disgaea Hour of Darkness, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, and Final Fantasy 12 English, International Zodiac Job System. You should make your own post and you should pretend to be a girl, and then you should answer your own question with some obviously bad advice as a man. Hold on, I gotta get this on stream. That's the best way to get help on the internet. Just first pretend to be a girl, and then answer your own question wrongly. I'm hearing some sick music. Where the hell is... Okay. Look how small it is. This is honestly one of my favorite opening themes of any video game, and actually one of my favorite openings in any video game. It's probably a bad graphics card if it's not showing up in the system. If you bought it recently, then return it and get a new one. The ANC. I never use game capture because game capture is really finicky unless you're capturing something full screen. If it's not even showing up in device manager, you should try the drivers. But if it's not even showing up in device manager, that's a problem. I can't believe there are people who don't like this game. This game is literally perfect. This is like by far the best Final Fantasy. I feel like only 7 comes close. Alright, I used to know absolutely everything about this game, and theoretically I still do, but it's been a little while. I like started doing a let's play of this and I abandoned it. And it's time to try again. Five is pretty cool. I beat that game. 5 had Gilgamesh and X-Death and that turtle and an entire team of princesses. Final Fantasy. Fantasy, excuse me. Alright, let's do this. 4 is a very good, if very standard, Final Fantasy. People who like 4 would like 9. I feel like everyone who puts 4 in their top 3 would have 9 also in their top 3. Because 4 and 9 is just a modern, new, like, good 4. Tactics is actually the best Final Fantasy game. Everything is just fine right now. I've played IZJS to completion before. I even did all the trial mode, which I will try to do again this time, but it's really hard, so whether I'll succeed is an entirely different question. If you like Tactics that much, you should play Let Us Cling Together, because it's by the same makers. You will never barter with a Bonga. Damn, there's Viera. These are species that were created for Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, which is supposedly set in Ivalice. This game is also supposedly set in Ivalice. Moogles! How's the volume? Is it too quiet? Alright, that guy is Lord Wrestler. He's like a prince, I guess. I don't remember if he's the royal family or if Ash is the royal family. I think that they both are. I think they're both royalty from different families. I'm pretty sure that Ash's lineage can be traced straight to... Well, what's going on? Every now and then there's frame dips with IZJS.
In the name of the Father, and in the presence of these holy relics,
I'm pretty sure both of these are descended from,
from this time forth, may the blessings of the gods light your path for all eternity.
Oh, never mind. That's the prayer from the end of Final Fantasy Tactics. In the very last scene, they're giving a funeral, and they say Farlam at the end of the funeral. Farum is an alternate translation of Farlam. They kept that. That's how you end prayers in the Evil East universe. You say Farum. Alright, that's Bosch. Captain Bosch von Ronsenberg. He's a general. I guess he's a captain. He may be a main character.
My father?
Wrestler.
I know not. I am sorry.
So he's from Nabadis, huh?
If Nabodis has indeed fallen, it is only a matter of time.
Technically speaking, Tactics Advance and Tactics Advance 2 are not technically in the same universe as Tactics and this game, 12.
I will go.
I'm Captain Bosch.
And I will go at his side.
No! No! No, Wrestler, no! We can spoil the game a little bit. I'm going to be watching all the cutscenes and shit. But if you guys want to discuss spoilers, I probably won't stop you. I probably won't talk about spoilers aloud, though. Those are like red chocobos, I think. Red chocobos are like the strongest chocobos. They might just be regular-ass chocobos, and it might be the lighting. Technically speaking, this game takes place long before Final Fantasy Tactics.
Galtea, stand watch over your life.
If only Galtea is so kind.
That I be considered worthy.
Wrestler, no! Wrestler! You would have been a cool main character, maybe. I'll probably use save states a lot, but I probably won't cheat besides that. This is the one where you play as little bro of the guy you played in the beginning. Spoiler alert. Red chocobos are stronger than black chocobos. Yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics, even though it's set in a medieval place, the world used to be far more technologically advanced. So this is that world in the distant past when the technology is really good. It's kind of strange to think it goes that way. There are only a few references. I mean, there's lots of references, but there's only a few, like, lineage references. It's not going to take a half hour. I'm going to have super speed. That's not even an emulator feature. That's a feature of IZJS. How do you tell who's on whose side? Look at this war. This is a fucking mess. Wrestler! Bosch using a bow. A lot of people are like, it's canon that Bosch uses a bow. A lot of people put bows on him for canon reasons. Everyone can equip everything in FF12, so a lot of people try and equip characters with like the canon weapons. A paling is like a magical barrier. Wrestler! That guy. He probably leveled up so many times for this shot. Never mind, he died. Ugh! No, Wrestler! This is international. In a lot of old wars, everyone wore different colors. You'd have one side wearing like red, and another side wearing like fucking white. Or you'd have helmets of different designs or shit like that. That's why every fucking country has like a very distinct helmet. In canon, Bosch is a very strong person. Yet when he joins, he will be level 2. He'll actually be one level higher than Vaughn is, I think. Yeah, they should just be able to use Phoenix Down.
Blessings of the Great Father descend.
Oops, it turned out the wrestler died.
Return.
Damn it. There's his queen. Ashelia Benagan Dalmasca.
Guide your spirits return to the Mother of all. There you shall find peace. Far on.
Whatever your Vaughn is, the characters who join are based on your Vaughn's level. I think. I know you can keep Vaughn at low level, and then the characters join at low levels.
To befall the kingdom of Dalmasca. The air of hope that had surrounded Her Royal Highness Princess Asha's wedding.
The main character is not a soldier in this game.
Dalmasca had been
He's basically Aladdin.
at the
Also,
mercy
this
of
game doesn't have a main character.
tides.
This game has an ensemble cast. But the guy who everyone calls the main character is the guy you controlled in cities and shit. He's the closest thing to a main character, I guess.
At this time, two great empires struggled for dominion over evil.
Alright, so there's this big country called Rosaria, which for some reason there's only like 2 or 3 Rosarian characters in the entire game. And then there's this other big country called Arcadia. And there's this little tiny country in the middle called Dalmasca, and we live in that tiny country of Dalmasca, and Arcadia invades it. That guy who died was not the main character, he was literally just an NPC. He was the prince of this kingdom, or the king or something.
A counterattack was mounted by the order of the Knights of Dalmasca, ever brave and faithful. But against the martial might of the Arcadian armies, they stood little chance of victory. Indeed, their defeat was to be absolute. Soon thereafter, Arcadia came forward, offering terms of peace, or, as one might rather put it, terms of Dalmasca's surrender. Lord Romanos, King of Dalmasca, and my dear friend.
Ah, the king is still alive, so it was the prince who died?
It was
No.
thus only with reluctance.
Well, he did die, but... Well, I guess we'll see.
Occupation, to affix his seal to the Emperor's Treaty of Peace. The king had scarce departed his royal city of Rabanasta when the remnants of the Order made their return, and not a moment too soon, for a terrible revelation awaited them.
This not quite Indian guy.
The treaty would be signed with steel and writ in royal blood.
Memoirs from Ondor. Marquis Halim Ondor. Remember him, he's a character who will appear later in the game. He's the guy who narrates this game later on, I guess.
You there? Can you hear me?
Captain Bosch von Ronsenberg.
Slowing us down. Do not say that.
Damn, that's Vossler. I see him.
Not all of us are here for love of battle.
It's me.
He fights to defend his homeland. Your name?
Rex.
Rex, sir. My name's Rex.
Good. Rex. You bore a few cuts, but you are still whole. Well, can you stand?
Vossler. Bosch. Bosch in his pink hot pants.
Think you can fight?
There's nothing manlier than pink hot pants.
How old are you, Rex?
17, sir.
Young. Family?
Just my little brother.
My brother is all I have left, sir.
He might be the main character.
He's 2 years younger than I, living in Rabanasta.
15. Do your math.
So young.
This game has really nice graphics, but they were downscaled for the PS2 version, and when you emulate it, the graphics are not downscaled, so it looks kind of nice.
For my homeland.
That being said, Zodiac Age is coming out later this fiscal year,
We must reach the king before they act,
or perhaps next one.
will be in vain. I'm aware of the situation.
We found them over there!
Bossler, go ahead. I will handle this rabble. Godspeed.
Bossler will return later. Bosch is an extremely dangerous general. That sword he's using is one of a kind. You can get it.
Steady, Rex.
It's pretty mediocre. It's like a really bad sword, but it's one of a kind.
We move.
What do I have? I gotta open up the menu. Look at my surroundings. Can I loot these fellows? I can only spin the stick one way. This might require some fiddling. Yeah, some of my directions aren't working. I can move down and to the left. Alright, hold on, time out. Everyone hold. How do I make this work? How do I make this work? How do I bind it? Oh, like this? Okay. Cross button. Let me actually clear these. Where's that? That's an option somewhere. Where the fuck is it? I saw it like a second ago. Clear pad 1 bindings. That's not what I wanted to do. God damn it. God damn it. Go away. Alright, everyone please hold and no one get unhype. If even a single person gets unhype, I'll be sad. If I played VSAV, which I have played, then I would play Rikuo because I like him. Is there anything I didn't do? That gave me 24 bindings. Which sounds like the number I was shooting for. Yeah, controls! Or super speed. Yeah, super speed. The marker above my head. It's a little happy face. Room! One of the features of IZJS was a super speed button. You could make everything go really, really fast. Alright, let me look at my inventory. I don't have an inventory button yet. Hi. Save the hero stories for your brother. I'll tell you, the super speed button actually works perfectly with this game's mechanics. I think the action icon is, yeah, double exclamation point. Party menu. Equipment inventory. I can probably do it now that it's told me how to do it. A single guard! I'm pretty sure that's a mithril sword I'm equipping, which is also one of a kind. Yep. Alright, hold on a sec. Alright, I'm back. Potions. Understanding this battle system like took a while when when I was first playing it. I was like, what's going on? Bonk. You can see that Bosch does dramatically more damage than everyone else. So, where's my equips? I can't look at them. I do have Cure and Thunder. I find that kind of curious. He's got some inherent spells. I've got a Mithril Sword equipped. A buckler, a leather cap, and a leather clothing. That Mithril Sword is one of a kind. I think it's L1 actually. The super speed button, seeing as I just hit it.
Captain?
Which is a button that otherwise does nothing. Some kind of airship. It's kind of cute. This game is very, very fucking close, Ericata Remora, to being Star Wars. This game is like always right on the verge of being Star Wars. Damn, Bosch is so strong. He's doing like 100. And we're all doing like... Mithril is not a real metal. Damn, that guy's using a potion on me. How nice of him. See how this auto battle is just kind of doing its auto battling thing? This is why super speed was made. Is so that you can just auto battle and skip all this. I wonder if I can attack that guy. I can attack the Damascus soldiers if I want to. I wonder what happens if I kill Bosch. I mean, I probably wouldn't want to, but I wonder what happens if I did. No, this game is Star Wars from start to finish. A quickening! When he joins my team, he won't know any quickenings. This is kind of like a limit break. And Lion, this is Tonberry. Final Fantasy enemies. I didn't even kill that guy. He gets away. Oh well. Gotta go fast. Oh, I think I unattacked. Or I attacked someone who was killed immediately. The mini-map. I mean, I think he needs to be like pretty close to me to attack too, for what it's worth. But yes, that is kind of stupid. My frame drops. Yes, Tonberry is a little monster with a lantern and a knife. The knife does lots and lots of damage.
What if Captain Oculus has fallen?
Don't talk such nonsense.
Is that Vossler? Is Vossler Captain Oculus?
Too many times from the start
Yes.
now. Men like him don't die in places like this. We must make haste to reach the king. We will take him to safety.
Is His Majesty unharmed?
He'll agree to an unconditional surrender. They wouldn't dare touch him until the wax on his seal is dry.
But if we arrive after he signed the treaty?
Wait. Quickly, Rex.
I like the way Rex looks more than I like the way Vaughn looks. Oftentimes retreat is the wiser. He teaches me to run away. This game doesn't really have a battle mode. I'm gonna let my party deal with all that crap. A save point! I guess I could save the game. What are my existing files? I'm nuking it. That file is toast. It's kaput. If Vaughn had an undershirt, he would actually be the best designed Final Fantasy Pro tag. But he doesn't, so he's the worst. The Vaughn redesign in FFTA 2 is literally perfect.
Sir,
All it takes is a shirt to fix his character. It's because the shirt literally, like, it makes him look less gay and more piratey.
Fight well.
And that's all he needed. He needed to be less gay and more piratey, and then he was a great character. This game is all auto battle. I won. Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. If only I could spin the camera. I actually can. They're like no. I wonder what's in here. Alright, I finished the tutorial. A weird little white spot beneath his eye. Like some kind of reverse mole. Not even a normal soldier, a 17-year-old. I think it was just understood that I was going to die there. Oops, the king. I guess they killed him. I guess the king has been killed.
Your Majesty.
Oops.
Captain, why? Our king, what have you done?
The king intended all along to sell Damascus to the Empire. His Majesty was a traitor.
Left a dagger in his chest.
Captain,
Seize the insurgent.
Hello.
Hey, hey! I forgot this guy was in this cutscene.
Well, so much for peaceful negotiations.
Oh my god, his
We
voice.
never surrender to you. We are not cattle to be sold by a traitor king.
But the war is over, my dear captain. You have lost. Dalmasca is the property of the Empire now.
God, he's got such a perfect voice.
We intended to let you keep some of your sovereignty, out of respect.
This plot is so dope.
But now you've gone and ruined that. Haven't you, Captain?
It's Vayne.
We will never bow to you.
Vayne Solidor, he's the son of the
And
Emperor.
people of Dalmasca will hate you for it.
Take the captain away.
Off you go.
They don't bring it up for a long fucking time, but Rex actually doesn't die here.
Vaughn.
Rex actually doesn't die for ages. Although he is dead by the end of this time skip.
Pretenses of peace left by the wayside. The Arcadian forces resumed their advance toward Rabanasta. Dalmasca's doom had been decided. To make resistance would serve
So they were gonna
with this
kind of
foremost
just
in my
conquer and then leave Dalmasca,
to the people of
but Bosch killed the king before he could surrender and like agree to the terms. There was like Bosch's worked for the king. So Bosch killed his own king in order to prevent the surrender.
Daughters of Dalmasca, I bid you lay down your arms. Raise songs of prayer in their stead. Prayer for His Majesty King Raminas, ever merciful, a man devoted wholly to peace. Prayer too for the noble Princess Ash, who,
Oh no!
with grief
Ash
at
committed
the
suicide.
kingdom's defeat, has taken her own life.
The princess who was I guess the daughter of the king? I don't remember. I think she was the daughter of the king. She was either the daughter or the daughter-in-law of the king, but I don't remember which. And the wife of Lord Wrestler, the prince guy.
Know also that Captain
She
Bosch
killed
von
herself.
Lansenberg, for incitement of sedition
And Captain Bosch
assassination of His Royal Majesty King Raminas,
is executed
has been found guilty of high treason and put to his death.
for killing the king.
They who at
So
this
pretty much everyone is dead right now.
Still the sword are cut of the same cloth as the captain. Traitors who would lead Dalmasca to her ruin. Dalmasca's surrender without terms was soon to follow.
And the country surrendered without terms. Damn, a lot of shit just happened really fast. It took me several playthroughs. It took me like an entire playthrough and then to play the opening again to really understand what happened. It's me! There I am.
Vaughn, hurry it up or they'll find us.
It's Kite. Kites?
I know. Just a little more.
I think Kites.
You keep an eye out for me up there, Kites. 1, 2, 3 more. Right. Time to clean house.
I'm pretty sure. Wait, what the fuck is this weapon? This is supposed to be a mithril sword in the original game. It's a dagger in this game. I'm gonna kill these rats. I'm gonna kill this rat. This guy is somewhere between Aladdin and Aladdin, with a little bit of a hint of Aladdin. Main character of this game is like a cross between Aladdin and Aladdin. Alright, any more rats around here? If only I could spin the camera. This is IZJS, yes. I am stronger than rats.
Wow, Vaughn, you got them all yourself? Guess I know who to call when something big comes along.
Hey, it's good practice for the desert. I'm ready for anything now.
Bon is quite likable. I don't understand why everyone hates him. It's because there are other more likable characters who he steals the spotlight from.
You should get back to Miguel's place, Kites. Aren't you running errands for him?
Oops, totally forgot. You should come, Vaughn. He's busy today. Might have some work for you to do, too.
I've got other, work to do.
Hmm.
Hey, lock this place up for me, will you? If Miguel finds out we've been down here, he'll tan our hides.
I killed all the big rats. This game does have bunny girls. A fruit of some variety. Looks like some kind of weird avocado.
Huh? What'd you say? Sir, you haven't paid, and I... What? Haven't paid?
So this country is currently occupied
Take it. It's a gift.
by another country, and the soldiers are dicks.
We don't want trouble today.
Your luck, peddler.
Oops, sorry.
Watch where you're going, churl.
What? My pouch! It's gone!
Gotta keep one jump ahead of the bread line, one swing ahead of the sword. I steal only what I can afford, and that's everything. The bunny girls are called Viera.
What?
Penelope.
Hey, that's mine.
What do you mean, yours? You've been stealing again. What happens?
Penelo was my least favorite character in my first playthrough and my favorite character in my second playthrough.
You're no good to anyone if you're locked away in a dungeon.
Oh, what? Am I the leader now? We're orphans. The first thing you learn is you gotta watch out for
Exposition.
yourself. Come on, Penelo. You know it as well as I do. Hey, you give that back. What do you think you're doing?
I thought that this money was
Penelope best.
Dalmasca's property. The Imperials stole it from us, so it's only fair that we take it back.
She's as bad as him.
We as Dalmascans. Well, wasn't that what you said?
Yeah, but I never said anything about taking it back from me.
This is for the
Penelo is notable for being really, really broken in terms of combat, especially in IZJS.
Doesn't mean that you get to eat
The magic classes are kind of overpowered, and Penelo is the best at magic by far.
You think I like living like this?
So she kind of carries you through the game. In addition to being a cute girl, she is also broken.
One of these days, I'll fly an airship of my own.
My motivations.
Free to go where I will.
Well, be careful. You'll never fly anything if you're rotting in a dungeon.
A lot of...
Oh, Miguel had some errands that need doing. He wanted you to drop by his place. It might be a good idea to lend a hand.
Did you see how Vaughn's response was a ch and a face? That's this game in a nutshell. The facial expressions are really, 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 really good. So, a lot of the storytelling is done through, like, visible... story showing, if you know what I mean. Visible emotion on characters' faces. A lot of it's unstated. And that caused a lot of people to have trouble following the story because they weren't so good at following along with that shit. That's actually what Vaughn was thinking. Miguelo is an old manga.
Vaughn, I was waiting.
Penelo said you needed something?
They're not siblings. They will eventually... They will eventually... Dick and pussy. Presumably.
Now I've no foodstuffs to prepare for the banquet tonight.
So you want me to find this courier? Hey, no problem.
No problem. The desert team's in trouble. I'd be sending you to early grave, my boy. No, I've arranged for some replacement goods from Tomage over at the Sand Sea.
So you want me to go to the tavern to pick him up?
Actually, I asked Kites to do that. Wouldn't you know he's gone missing on me, too. I can't leave my shop, and I've Penelo on another chore at the moment, you see. What I want you to do is run over to the Sand Sea and fetch Kites back. What do you say?
Sounds wild.
It's easy work, and you'll thank me for it someday.
Miguelo did nothing wrong. Miguelo's the actual hero of this game. Alright, so the Sand Sea is a bar. Is it here? That's not it. Trying to navigate with super speed. Here it is. God, camera. Work with me, not against me.
There you are, Kites. Stop loafing around.
Look, Vaughn, look! This is it! This is why Miguelo's courier didn't get here on time.
Creature spotted in Esther sand. What is that thing?
A rogue tomato.
Ah, Vaughn. Miguelo sent you too, did he? He's a busy man these days, that Miguelo, if I dare say so myself. I don't envy him the work, though. Not a bit. Quite the affair throwing a banquet to welcome the Imperials, eh?
Welcoming? We should be... whatever. Say, Tomage, what's this?
Nah, don't remind me. Got some nastiness out there in the Esther sand. What's stopping our couriers? And that means shortages all around. Thought I'd put up a bill, offer a reward to anyone who can knock that nasty back in its place.
Now that's work. Sounds 10 times better than running errands for Miguelo.
Kill a tomato.
That's right. Vaughn,
Technically
we should
speaking,
do
tomatoes
it.
are alive.
You should be getting back to Miguelo. Now, Kites. He was waiting for you.
Oh, right, right.
One tomato license, please. I clearly see a license for a Marlboro on there. The first enemy in the game is a tomato. Technically speaking, it's not the first enemy in the game. Yay. And equip. Licenses. This is the part of the game that confused literally everyone. It's just a slightly more complex version of the sphere grid. Honestly, it's less complex. Get rid of transit. The hunt begins. Try equipping Vaughn with the armlet. I actually can't do that. Once you choose the license port, you can't change it. This is a new little piece of window because I'm playing International Zodiac. I could say no. What happens if I say no? Okay, I actually meant to go up that time. Alright, so in the original IZJS, there's just, in the original Final Fantasy XII, there's just one big board, and on that board is the license to do everything in the game. What licenses are is they're basically like perks, but they're like equip and like skills and just everything. Everything you can do in this game is a license, and in order to be able to do that thing, in order to be able to equip this piece of armor, in order to be able to use this magic, whatever, you have to have the relevant license for it, and that way you can't. There's a combination of like unlocking skills and then buying, like acquiring like magics or armors or whatever in the overworld that you have to kind of like choose between, because you're probably going to be some people grind, and you can grind license points if you want to, but a lot of people just kind of coast just enough license points to do what they need to do. So like you're choosing between like, oh, I can upgrade my armor if I get the license for armor, but I could also like get the license for this weapon, or I could also get the license for this magic. You have to choose between what you want at any given time. Anyway, everyone can eventually do everything in FF12 vanilla, and there's a lot of things that aren't really worth doing because like you can, it's understood that you could make your character into any class. You just kind of take different routes through the license board with every character, and that way you'll have one character who's kind of good at time magic, and one character who's kind of good at black magic, and one character who's really good at attacking. But no one actually did that. Literally no one did that. And there are a lot of weapons that are kind of bad compared to other weapons. It's like swords are really good and like hammers are not so good. So everyone just does swords and buys multiple swords instead of using swords on one character and hammers on another. There was like no one who actually used hand bombs in the original game. So what they did was they made a system where there's actually 12 different license boards. It used to be just one big license board. But now there's actually 12 different license boards, and each one corresponds to a class. So like let's say if you want black magic, you have a little bit of black magic on red mage, and you have a little bit on, I think, another one. I think the white mage has a few black magic spells. You can like look at them before you go in. But the vast majority of all the black magic in the game is on black mage. You can look at the license board if you want to. And you can read all the things that are on it, all the skills you can get. So if you want to use black magic, you better fucking have a black mage on your team. And once you pick one of these, it's just kind of done. It's just kind of toast. Once you pick one, you're locked into it. So it's a very permanent decision, and you can double up too. You can have like 5 knights if you want to. You could have a playthrough where you just use 5 knights. Knight is one of the best units to do that on. A lot of these are, not all the classes are really created equal, I find. I've had a playthrough where I've used all of them now. I'm probably going to use all my opinion the best ones, and I'm probably going to align my characters with what my opinion are the best ones this playthrough, just so I can actually kill the super bosses and whatever. Vaughn has really balanced stats, and I think he's tied for strongest power. He's like really powerful, but he's also very magical. He's like him and one of the other later characters have insanely good power and insanely good magic, which technically makes them really good monks. No, monk is all physical, I think. I don't remember. It makes them really good samurai. Samurai is like a class that uses a ton of magic power and a ton of physical power. I could make Vaughn into a samurai. Vaughn is honestly good as everything. I think in my first playthrough I made him a Shikari. Where is that? Hunter. I made him a hunter, and it's honestly kind of a mediocre class. It's like a really good meat shield, because it has a weapon called the, I forget. There's like a dagger that has like 50% evade or something like that. So you just dodge everything, which means that you can have this guy attacking and he never ever takes damage. But Hunter maxes really fast and doesn't really bring any useful skills to the table. That's an archaic spelling of technique, which is the spelling this game uses. So basically, you can see them straight on all the cardinal directions right now. Cardinal. You got 4 mages. You got the red mage, which is kind of white plus black. You got the time mage, which is they're a little bit different than normal. Time mage has time magic, but it also has heavy armor and crossbows, which is kind of cool. Time magic is super useful. Time mage is really underrated. Crossbows are kind of iffy. Heavy armor is pretty good. So this ends up being like a pretty good class. Red Mage is like one of the best classes in the game in my opinion because magic is really overpowered. It also uses maces, which the damage of maces is fully based on magic instead of physical attacks, which means that mages are like really good at if you have a really magical character like Fran or Pinello, they make really good red mages because they're also strong with physical attacks. White mages are literally butt. But they have white magic, and white magic is like the best magic in the game. They have like crap for attack, they have crap for weapons, they have like literally nothing besides white magic. Whatever character I choose for white mage, and I will have a white mage because they're useful, will have to have inherent steel, because steel is like the only useful thing that white mages can do. But white mages don't get steel, but there are 3 characters who just start with steel. So they make good white mages. I'll probably just have 3 DPS. Okay, hold on. So there's these 4. The Time Mage, the Black Mage, the Red Mage, and the White Mage. They're all the mages. And then now these 4 cardinal directions. These are kind of the iffy, like, kind of weird classes. The Hunter is, like, attacks with daggers and ninja swords. And it kind of uses techniques, and the techniques are kind of not super useful. It's just kind of just a bad DPS class. But it gets lots of combos because daggers and ninja swords both get lots of combos. It's not that strong. Honestly, I had bad experience with Hunter. I don't think it's that good of a class. Machinist uses guns. Guns are probably the best weapon in the game, but the Machinist, besides that, I remember being really mediocre. Let's take a look. Guns are really good. Honestly, I might have a Machinist this time. Guns are really good. They can poach. They use light armor. You didn't used to be able to look all over the board in previous... Oh yeah, you gotta measure. Euclid's sextant. I don't know who Euclid is or what a sextant is. Not a whole lot of interesting stuff on this license board. Those things are way out there. They got decoy and oil. Decoy is a good spell. They got a hand bomb, the best hand bomb, and a few other hand bombs. Lots of magic potency, but do they even have any magic? A little bit of time magic. Haste Ga. Shit, this is pretty good. Okay, I'm actually kind of considering having this one of this class. It seems like they can't do anything except shoot, though. Where are the spells? Show me any fucking spells. Magic potency, just fucking show me literally a single spell. Steel, and the ability to equip Thief's Cuffs almost immediately. I like that. Numerology, Guild Toss. Achilles. I don't see anything in terms of magic. There's just these. A little bit of time magic. Where the fuck is the... Where's like a little bit of black or anything? Accessories. What's this crap? Alright, I'm not really feeling this class all of a sudden. Gain MP after taking damage. You can't fucking cast any magic! The International Zodiac job system has a very good English patch. Guns is really good though. Guns are like really strong weapons. Honestly. Guns can't miss, and they do fixed damage, and that damage is high as fuck. The inability to cast magic kind of puts me off though. You could make someone who has a little bit of inherent magic learn this class, but the only inherent magic that anyone has are like Fran with fire and like Pinello with fire, I think, which is like nothing. This is crap. This is a crap class. Anyway, you got Monk, which is basically a light DPS class, but it actually ends up being super good because poles are really decent weapons, and Monk has a fuck ton of battle ores, which raise your damage. And all in all, it's just got a bunch of useful things. It has like a little bit of white magic. You got a decent number of skills. It's like a really strong physical attacker, and then also it only uses light armor, which is kind of convenient. And also you have a lot of cool white magic to play around with, like Kira and fucking Kiraja, and a few more down here somewhere. Renew, Dispelga. This is like a pretty good little class. Holy. So like most of the best white magic is actually on the Monk. Monk is actually pretty good in this game. Libra. And then, anyway, that's like a light DPS class. I'll get to the actual DPS classes in a second. Archer is another one of those utility classes. I find the utility classes to all be pretty weak. I think Monk is the best one. Archer can equip bows, which are, you know, being able to attack from afar is kind of useful. But it's not as useful as it sounds because your characters will automatically close in on enemies anyway. Cura and Raise, those are like the two main white magic spells, honestly. Every single class can equip every single accessory, so that like doesn't mean anything. We got Shades of Black. Shades of Black casts a random black magic spell. Alright, so a little bit of heavy armor. Bows and gear. These are all okay. And it has useful skills. I don't really feel the Archer. Archer, I'm not feeling it. I'm looking around at its skills. I'm just like, eh. That's the ribbon. What's it doing up here? Anyway, and then you have Cardinal Directions now, the 4 actual DPS classes, which I would argue are some of the more useful skill jobs in the game. They just have really high damage and really fast attacking rates and shit like that. Cookie Clicker is a very addictive game if you let yourself get sucked into it. I use Samurai a lot, and honestly, like, even when it's really easy to get Samurai's ultimate weapons and ultimate armor, which is nice. So it's fairly easy. You don't need to do anything crazy compared to Alam, where it's like almost impossible to get the ultimate spear. Samurai, for that reason, it doesn't take a whole lot of work. Not every class is good at. Not every character is good at it. Only a couple characters are really good at it. But it doesn't do anything really interesting. It just swings a sword. This game, IZJS, has a big problem of characters having almost an impossible time using magic. This character Samurai actually has damage based on its magic though, so the magic lures that increase magic potency increases its raw attack damage. So it's like a low risk class. It wouldn't hurt to have a Samurai. Bomb would be an okay Samurai. I tried to have a breaker last time and I was kind of blown away by how good it is. There were a lot of skills that weren't really useful in the original game because they didn't work on bosses and they weren't worth using on regular enemies. And it was like sheer and stuff. It was like spells that would lower the opponent's attack or lower the opponent's defense. Now they work on bosses and they're sort of the signature attacks of the breaker. So the breaker can suck boss like defense or boss attack or shit like that, which is kind of cool. And it uses weapons that have damage that's occasionally really high but occasionally really low, so they're kind of like just the randomness class. There we go, Addle and Wither. And there should be another couple somewhere. Oh, they have hand bombs too. This is the hand bomb class. So this class is just pretty much raw DPS, but very randomized damage. No, you do not get a costume change for each class, but the gear that you can equip is based on that. But only weapons show up in the overworld, so. This class is okay. I might have a breaker. If I do have a breaker, I know who it's probably going to be. A Knight! Very strong warrior. Can equip swords, shields, and heavy armor. Knight is very versatile. I like the Knight. You got a lot of fucking battle ores, so your damage is high as fuck. You have a lot of the really rare swords. Like right here at the end, it's like, here's the fucking Tornasol, which is like the best sword in the game, theoretically. You got all the Genji gear, you got the Excalibur, the Ragnarok. The Blood Sword A. Ultimate Blade. You got like all the really cool stuff, the Durandal, the Defender, the Save the Queen. Nah, fuck super min-maxing shit. I don't care about that. Hi, Sephric. The Knight is just a very... It has a little bit of white magic somewhere, too. It's just kind of a very good class. I think it has some white magic. I thought it did. Kiraga, Regen, Clintz, and Asuna. That's okay. All of that is okay. And then Confused, Bravery, Kiraja, and Faith. Those are all pretty good. Something really cool down here somewhere. What is it? That's the Blood Sword. Blood Sword's down there for some reason. Vom would be an okay Knight. Vaughn would be an okay monk. I had Vaughn a monk in my first playthrough. I had him a Shikari in my second playthrough, or perhaps the inverse. Vaughn is an okay knight. He's an okay monk. He's an okay any physical attack class. Elan, Samurai, and Breaker. Elan is just spears. They didn't want to call it the Dragoon because there's no jumping in this game. So they just found like some fucking ancient spear fighters in history, which were called like Elan. They just have really good, they're just consistent breakers. They use spears, which are really good weapons. The best weapon in the game is a spear. And they do like damage that isn't variable. There's some other neat things about them. I might have an Elan, but it's going to be a pain in the ass to actually get their ultimate weapon. Because it's only a 1% spawn. There it is. Zodiac Spear. It's pretty close to where you start. I'd be fine with just the Dragon Whisker. The Dragon Whisker is still a really strong weapon. There aren't that many spears. You can just, this is all the spears in the game. You just go down like that. You're done. That's literally every single spear in the whole game. The best weapon is actually... This game doesn't have the damage cap, I think. I think they removed that. I don't remember if they removed that. Technically speaking, Ninja Swords are the strongest weapon in the game because combo ability is more important when every character can hit the damage cap. It's like the Orochi or whatever. That being said, the actual best weapon in the game is exclusive to IZJS, and it's an invisible bow called the... I forget. It's got a really strange name. There are like a few secret weapons in this game. I'll probably be getting a few of the Trango Tower, which is the second best secret weapon in the game. Every single character can equip it because there's no license for it. Anything that there's no license for, everyone can equip. But there's an invisible sword called the Trango Tower and an invisible bow called the, I forget. It's got a weird name. It's like a piece of climbing equipment. So, those are really OP, especially because I think they removed the damage. I mean, the damage cap. I'm tempted to make an Elan. Vaughn would make a good Elan. Vaughn would make a good machinist, I guess. He's a good mage. I could make him a mage. I think I want to go DPS. I think I'm going to have Panello, Fran, and maybe Balthier be mages. And I think I'm going to have... No, maybe Ash. And then I'll have Balthier be like DPS. Decisions. Let me get out a notepad real fast. Let's sort this out in terms of classes that are actually good. I don't want an archer, I don't think. A knight would be cool. A monk would be cool. A red mage would be cool. A black mage would be cool. Let's put the monk down in the maybes. These are like the definites. These classes are cool. Elan or Breaker, but I don't know which one. Alright, we've already got like 4 in our definites, and you only have 6 characters. And a white mage is also nice. I'd really like a time mage. Time mages are kind of fun. Maybe I could kill the knight. Do I really want that many fucking mages, though? Do I want one of each mage? Probably not. Alright, I've never used an Elan, so we'll have an Elan. You don't need a white mage, but damn if they're useful. And red mage and black mage are the 2 best classes. Let's kill the monk. I don't want the monk. I don't want the machinist either. This will be the section I don't want. I don't really want an archer. I don't really want a breaker. So what's missing? I definitely don't want a Shikari. That's the hunter. Just put a hunter each fucker. Alright, so we're missing two jobs. They are the time mage, which is a big question mark, and the samurai, which I guess I don't want. Is this how we're gonna do it? All 4 mages plus an Elan and a knight? I could have a machinist. If you want me to have a machinist. You can get some of the best guns in the game really early. Dun, 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 dun. I could swap Time Mage for Machinist. Machinist does get some time magic, so you know, we could get that. We could get the time magic. They're both ranged attackers. Alright, let's take a look at armor really fast. Knight and Elan are both heavy armor. Red Mage, Black Mage, and White Mage are all mystic armor. And Time Mage is also heavy armor. So we want someone with, like, plain clothes. We want, like, someone with regular armor. Or else all of our regular armor is going to go to waste. So definitely I want someone with regular armor. And the regular armor characters are the Monk, the Machinist, the Hunter, and the Archer. So I want one of those four. No, I like White Mage too much. Alright, let's kill the Time Mage for the Machinist. That feels good. It'd be nice to have 2 and 2 and 2. So I could swap out one of either the Black Mage or the Red Mage for a Monk. I don't want to use Hunter at all. And I definitely don't want to use... I kind of don't want to use Archer. This is kind of an okay team. I'd be happy with that squadron. Black and Red are like the two best classes, but do I really need both of them? I kind of like this squad. I think this is fine. I think we can run with this. We're gonna have a few characters fighting over Mystic Armor, but we can live with that, right? Swap Black with Time. And then we'll have characters fighting over... look, Machinist has Time Magic, so we'll be fine. Alright, so now the real question is who's who. I think I want Ash to be the knight. Spoiler alert, Ash is a character in the game. Red Mage. Maybe Pinello. Pinello's a good Black Mage too. Maybe Fran. Elan will have to be Bosch. Who's dead, by the way. So that leaves Vaughn and Balthier. I think Balthier has a bad gun animation. I think his gun is slower than everyone else's gun. So I think he's technically not a good gunner. Both Vaughn and Balthier have inherent steel, which means that they're both good white mages. Vaughn has more magic, which means his heals will be better, but that really doesn't matter. I think I'm gonna go Vaughn with the Machinist. That seems okay. That seems like an okay little list. Alright, let's do this. Let's shoot guns. I'm a Machinist now. Alright, that took an hour. Now it technically wants me to get this armlet and then equip it, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go and kill this rogue tomato. This is Gen 12. Gen 12 OU. So I'm not even going to buy a gun because I don't have the license points to use one anyway. I probably don't have the money to buy one plus bullets. Huh? Oh, I have to go to the Easter Sand, which is over here.
You there, let's see some papers, boy. No public passage on account of the Lord Consul's parade.
Oh, gee, that's too bad. You see, it just so happens that your provisioner for the fete tonight, he sent me to pick up a few choice morsels for the, Consul's dining pleasure. He wants them quick. I got the writ of transit right here. You see? Signed, Miguelo.
Oh, Vaughn.
See the Consul upset because his food wasn't ready on time. And I sure
That's
didn't see him
it. That's the best weapon.
The Lord Consul is a great man, and not one to
Satan Grat.
take offense in such trifling.
I'm not gonna no life that chest. There's ways to exploit to get any chest though, which I may or may not do.
Move along, boy. Wouldn't do to keep the Consul waiting. Right. Gates are closed after this.
I strong-armed that guy into letting me through. Miguelo's writ of passage did not actually let me do this. Or it wasn't for me to do this anyway. Time to go to the Easter Sand. Wolves. That was I forget the T-Rex name. It's kind of a cool enemy though. It's actually not. It doesn't attack you. This was the first enemy I killed when I went out of the town, and I felt so bad that I killed it. Cause like, why even would I kill this thing? If you get it to low health, it like starts running away. Poor little bastard. And they're asleep too. Just like in case you didn't feel bad enough about killing these random things. Alright, let's get a gambit going, because this is already annoying. I don't have gambits yet! Alright, whatever. Let's kill the wolf. Die, you bastard. I'm dying. I leveled up. Level up does not do a whole lot in this game. It mostly just controls your MP and HP, which are both important things, don't get me wrong. Good old auto battle. I'm just gonna kill a few wolves, because why the fuck not? Right now, all the LP I get is being shared among every character. LP is basically the job points of this game. But because I haven't gotten all the characters yet, the game is just kind of distributing all the LP I get. Which is rather nice of it, in my opinion. You can actually grind Vaughn up to like level 99 here, and also grind his LP to max, and then when you get every other character, they'll be level 99 with maxed LP. There are people who do that. I've never done that. That's one of those things that, like, I think it's actually unoptimal to level up characters now. I forget how level up works, but there might be a better way of doing it later. Let's see if we can find one of them TX guys. There's one. The T-Rex will go around killing other enemies, but it won't attack you. It's a wild Saurian. It's non-aggressive. It's a pretty high level, so if you attack it, you'll probably get killed. I mean, technically it's turn-based, in the sense that actions take time to charge up. It's kind of turn-based in the sense of like a MMO. Fun fact, if Saurians approach other enemies and kill them, they will eat them and get stronger. Saurians are kind of cool. That is not how you use items. That's still not how you use items. Got a potion up. I'll get lots of potions, so it'll be alright. Look, this enemy respawned. Look, this wolf has a vagina. Ooh. Very interesting. Alright, so let's kill that tomato. He's like right up here. Let's kill a bunch of enemies I didn't need to kill. Combo! He's getting away! He does that when he gets below half HP, I think. But Tomato better not kill me somehow. He's healing, the bastard. Damn! All that power! If he did that again, I'd die. Thank God. I could have used a potion. I vanquished that tomato.
Galbana lilies? Never thought I'd see him growing out here. Ugh. This'll make a nice souvenir. Time to call it a day.
Meanwhile, every single JRPG player out there being like, nah, I'm here to grind. I'm not gonna grind. I'm already ground enough. Ran out of ideas for enemies with the fucking second enemy in the game. Not actually the second enemy. The Rogue Tomato is a kind of... It's part of a class of enemies, but I forget the class. But there's a whole bunch of enemies like that. There's a boss fight later with like 5 of them. Cactuar are